In the village of Eswom, no sound traveled faster than bad news. So when the chief's sacred gold beads went missing, panic spread before the dust could settle. Women abandoned their cooking fires, men left their farms halfway worked, children ran barefoot through the street, shouting that thieves had entered the palace. By noon, the whole village had gathered at the square. At the center stood two people with ropes around their wrists, Akosua Doma and Kweku Bwedu. Akosua stood tall, graceful and unbroken. Her chin was lifted, her eyes burned with dignity. Even bound by a rope, she stood like a woman no shame could bend. Kweku was the opposite, quiet, still, steady. His face held no panic, only disbelief. The chief sat beneath the royal umbrella, stern as carved stone. These beads were worn by my father, he said, and his father before him. The crowd murmured, to steal them is not only theft, it is disgrace. Akosua stepped forward. Nana, I have stolen nothing. Kweku bowed his head slightly. I know nothing about the missing beads. Then an old elder limped forward. I saw them both near the treasury after dark. The crowd gasped. Akosua turned in shock. You are mistaken. The chief struck his staff. Silence. The square froze. Since men cannot reveal the truth, the forest shall. Fear flickered across Akosua's face. Before sunset, you will both be taken to Bosomtwe Forest. If God preserves you, return alive. If not, let the forest keep what belongs to it. Akosua's knees weakened. Kweku closed his eyes once, then opened them. By evening, guards marched them beyond the last farms. The ropes were cut. They were pushed forward. Go! Akosua turned back. You are leaving us here? No one answered. The guards hurried away. The forest stood before them like a living shadow. Rain began almost at once. Kweku looked ahead. We must find shelter. Akosua nodded. Together they walked into the dark. They found refuge beneath a rocky ledge where roots hung like curtains. Kweku gathered branches and lit a small fire. Akosua watched the flames rise. You know how to survive here? My father taught me. She sat near the warmth. That first night, they said little. Fear spoke loudly enough. Days passed. They searched for water, gathered fruit, crossed streams, walked through mist and silence. At first, they moved like strangers forced together. Then slowly words came, stories of childhood, dreams once cherished, sorrows never spoken aloud. The forest took pride from them and returned honesty. One night, under a pale moon, the bushes trembled. A low growl rolled through the darkness. Akosua froze. Two burning eyes stared at them. A wild forest beast crouched low. Then it leaped. Akosua cried out. Kweku moved without thought. He threw himself between her and the beast. Claws tore across her shoulder. He grappled with the animal as Akosua seized a burning branch and struck it with all her strength. Once, twice, again. The creature shrieked and fled into the trees. Kweku staggered back. Blood ran down his shoulder. Akosua rushed to him. You are hurt. It is only a wound. But pain tightened his face. With trembling hands, she tore cloth and rubbed his shoulder. You could have died. Kweku looked at her gently. So could you. Her eyes filled. That night, she did not sleep. She sat beside him until dawn, guarding the man who had guarded her. After that, everything changed. They laughed more easily. spoke more softly, shared food without asking, shared silence without discomfort. When rain fell, they sat close. When fear came, they faced it together. Akosua discovered that gentleness could be strength. Kweku discovered that quiet hearts could burn deeply. Neither named what had begun, but both carried it. One morning, voices echoed through the trees. Branches cracked. Men called out. The chief's guards emerged with hunters behind them. They stared in amazement. "They are alive!" The captain bowed. "Nana summons you both at once." Akosua and Kweku exchanged a glance, then followed. They returned to Isuom. The whole village gathered again. This time, no ropes bound them. The chief stood beneath the royal umbrella in full dignity. When silence settled, he said, "Akosua Doma, Kweku Bwedu, wrong was done to you." Gasp spread through the crowd. "My niece confessed at dawn." Whispers rose like wind. She and her husband took the beads, hoping to sell them in secret, but guilt denied them sleep. Two figures were brought forward. The niece wept into the dust. Her husband knelt with lowered head, marked by punishment. "The husband has been disciplined," said the chief. "They are both banished from Isuom before sunset." The square stood still. Then the chief lifted his staff. "As for you two, I judged without truth. Before my people, I restore your names." Servants came forward carrying cloth, goats, yams, and coins. "You were sent out in shame," the chief declared. "Return now in honor." Akosua turned slowly towards Kweku. He was already looking at her. There was relief in his eyes and something deeper. Then, Akosua opens her eyes. Darkness, her room, her mat beneath her. Her breath came quietly and quickly. She touched her face. It had been a dream. Wow. A knock sounded at the door. Her mother entered and stopped. "My daughter, why do you look so startled?" Akosua swallowed. "I have been seeing something strange in my sleep." Her mother smiled knowingly. "Then perhaps morning has come with understanding." Akosua frowned softly. "What do you mean?" Her mother stepped aside. "You have a visitor." Still shaking, Akosua rose and stepped outside. Then she stopped. There stood Kweku, holding cassava in one hand, bushmeat wrapped in leaves in the other. Rain fell softly behind him. For a moment she could not breathe. Then her eyes dropped to his shoulder. A fresh claw mark, exactly where the beast had wounded him in the dream. Her lips parted. Kweku followed her gaze and touched the wound lightly. "I came from the forest this morning," he said. "Something there disagreed with me." Akosua stared as wonder rushed through her. He lifted the foot slightly. "I thought of you on my way back." Then he stepped closer. Very gently he reached out and moved a loose strand of hair from her face. His fingers lingered against her cheek. Akosua's breath trembled. He looked into her eyes as though he had searched for them long before this morning. Then softly, almost like a confession, he said, "I do not know what happened to me in that forest, but I entered it alone and I came out carrying you in my heart." The rain fell slower. The world grew quiet around them. Akosua's eyes glistened. Without speaking, she placed her hand over his. He drew nearer, his forehead resting tenderly against hers. And there, beneath the rain, with a scent of earth and dawn around them, two hearts finished the sentence destiny had started. Some love stories are arranged by people. The best ones are written by God.